Today, it's the 66th running of the Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations from Lommel, Belgium. This renowned Flemish-speaking hamlet is known for its art and its beer. But this sleepy little village will be rocked by the roar of dirt bikes as America takes on the world in a quest to keep their 7-year winning streak alive. In this motocross version of the Olympics, it's all about national glory and hoisting high the prestigious Chamberlain Trophy. Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen alongside great American racer Jeff Emig as we get ready to go racing here in Belgium. Jeff, it's 1.025 miles of thick, deep sand.
It is an unbelievable atmosphere, and this track is going to be extremely challenging for the American team.
Here's the format. This race began back in 1947. 33 nations were represented here this year. 20 have advanced to the 3 races we're going to have here today. It's your best scores out of those 3 races throwing one out that will make the difference for the team that wins here today.
And here's your starting lineup. You can see Team USA is going to have their hands full as Germany, Belgium, and Italy round out the top 3.
Team USA, the winningest team in the history of the Motocross of Nations. 22 times we have been crowned the champions, bringing a 7-race winning streak to this year's event. And Jeff, there are some riders due to injuries who are not here this year, such as Ryan Villapoto, and some people might have liked to have seen on this crew. Is it going to be a disadvantage for us?
Well, we're going to see here today, but Villapoto was a rider I would love to have out there on the team suffering that knee injury, but we have 3 of the greatest riders in the U.S. on the line today.
Here we go with the first race of the day, MX1 and MX2, and we're underway. Goncalves gets a good start, but it's Nagel with the whole shot from Germany. Goncalves is on the 31, Nagel on the 19. The Portuguese rider, Goncalves, quickly out into the lead.
And where are the Americans?
It will be Ryan Dungey and Blake Baggett running in this one for Team USA. Look for Dungey on the number 1 in the MX1 class, and it will be Baggett on bike number 2 running in the MX2 division.
That looks like MX1 world champion Tony Cairoli with a great start in this also. He is spectacular in the sand, lives here in Belgium.
The rider's flying over that big jump. You see the clock in the corner. It's 30 minutes plus 2 laps in each of the 3 motos here today. And already you can see how deep the ruts are and how enthusiastic the crowd is. The atmosphere at a Motocross of Nations, unlike anything else in the world of motocross.
It is electric, Ralph, and I tell you, those air horns, there's chainsaws with no blades that fans are revving up. You can see the flags waving from, 20 different countries out there. This place is on fire here today.
Here comes Antonio Cairoli, the Italian rider. One of the best, Jeff, when it comes to racing in the sand. Number 46 on that orange KTM, closing in quickly.
Well, and look how rough the track is. They're coming up towards the triple. Cairoli crosses his line back to the inside. Massive holes here. This track is so physical, and it taxes your body and your concentration so much.
Dungey is up to 7th. We were hoping a better start for the young rider out of Minnesota. If the Italians are going to have a shot here today, Jeff, Cairoli's going to have to win every time he's on the track.
And he's certainly capable of it. I believe that Dungey has a shot at it, though. He's going to have to be better than what he was in qualifying, so let's see if he can step it up here in Moto 1.
He said he believed he could absolutely win in the sand. He might have to do that here today to give Team USA a shot at 8 straight. We are just underway here in Lommel, Belgium. Stay with us for more of the Motocross of Nations on the CBS Sports Network. Welcome back to Lommel, Belgium. The Monster Energy Motocross of Nations, the Olympics of motocross underway. The last time we were here was 1981, and that was the first win for the United States team in the Motocross of Nations. We're not looking great right now. Ryan Dungey running in 7th, Blake Baggett in 23rd, while Antonio Cairoli leads this for Team Italy.
Well, Cairoli is the man to beat in this classification, in this MX1. Ryan Dungey and Team America really conditioned the riding in these type of conditions, so Dungey's going to really have to knuckle down and put in a strong ride to get the best score he can.
And as you can see on the timing and scoring across the bottom of the screen, riders and timing and scoring catching up with each other. It looks like Dungey has moved up to 6th, and we also see Baggett has moved to 18th.
On board here with the French rider, Paulin. He's currently running in 3rd right here, and you can see right now this track is really getting gnarly, really rough and sandy.
And let's remind you once again, it's a combination of how you finish, the points you score over all 3 of these races. 6 total point scoring opportunities, 3 riders per team. Each rider's going to run 2 races. You're going to throw out one of those finishes.
This is a massive triple jump right there that the riders have to get them, carry their momentum through that sweeper before it to nail that. That's a key part of the track.
Look at Cairoli's style, Jeff. Not real tight on that bike, letting that bike move underneath him. One of the keys to riding well in the sand.
Taking a look at the start here. Great onboard shot. You can see Cairoli on the right.
Look at how that bike moves around underneath the riders in the sand.
Yeah, definitely. And then you can see you come right into the part of the track that really hasn't been worked on too much.
That was Cairoli just off to the right on that 46. You can see when this race started, he was a little bit deeper. But look at Nagel and Roxon running 2nd and 4th. Great start to the day for Team Germany.
It certainly is. They qualified first yesterday, and so that could be the team to beat here, and they seem to have all of their ducks in a row. All of their riders seem to be mentally in the right place, and they're definitely motivated. They have the talent, they have the speed. It's going to be 3 extremely tough motos here today.
One rider down, the 62 machine, and he's caught up. Had some stuff that looked like caught around the wheel. He was able to pull off that bike. That would be Olsen, I believe, on that 62. Jeff, you talk about the mental part of racing in the sand and how that's a key. This is one of those types of surfaces where you go into it either feeling really good about it or not so good.
Yeah, and Blake Baggett here, riding the MX2 classification for Team USA. He didn't quite have the start that Germany's Ken Roxon did. Now, you qualify for your gate picks, so you've got 2 gate picks for each team on the line. Dungey looks like he probably had the first pick for Team USA, and Baggett would have been on the outside. Now, he's got his work cut out for him because I've been in this classification before where you're on the bike with the smaller engine. You're at a bit of a disadvantage when it comes to horsepower, and you have to ride through the pack. Baggett's fast enough to ride inside of the top 10, maybe inside of the top 5 here today, but he's going to have to put in 100% all the way through this race, all the way to the checkered flag, and not have any big mistakes along the way.
Of course, one of the riders that helped the United States team win so many motocross nations, they call him the greatest of all time, Ricky Carmichael.
And a lot of people give me credit for kind of bringing the motocross nations back to what it used to be. From 2003 on, it started to transcend, and it's just as historical now as it ever was. I think America, it's just not me that brought it back. It's the whole team in general, USA. It's a team effort, and I think we legitimize the race. Everyone wants to see us race, and they want to race against us because I feel we have the best riders in the world.
Welcome back to Lommel, Belgium. The Americans right now, Ryan Dungey running in 6th place, and Blake Baggett has moved himself up to 17th. Jeff, assess how they're running. Are you happy with where they are so far in race number 1?
I'm not sure that they're having, at this point, the 6th and 17th is where Team USA manager Roger DeCoster would like them to be. I expected Dungey to move up. Kim Roxon has actually, on a 250, is in front of Dungey. So Dungey not quite putting in the moto that he needs to, and certainly the 250 champion from here in America, Baggett, being outside of the top 15 is not going to be a good result. They really need to pick it up.
You saw Lupino's bike is out, of course, in this opening race, MX1 and MX2. So we're looking at the big 450 bikes and the smaller 250s. We'll see the open class machines for the first time coming up.
Yeah, and taking a look at the lap times, Cairoli, our leader, his best lap time is a 155.9. Paul N actually has the fastest lap of anyone on the track with a 154. Now the track, from the start of the race, it's going to slow down, and it will slow down as the day goes on. So if anyone goes faster than that, that'll be a huge result.
Here's a good look at Team USA. We saw Ryan Dungey moments ago working his way around the track.
Take a look
the
at
reigning motocross champion here in the United States.
Ken Roczen there in the black, yellow, red gear riding for Germany. He really has been unbelievable here this weekend. He won the MX2 qualifying race yesterday, and he seems to have that flow and that rhythm that it takes to ride this track and to conserve energy. So definitely on the gas.
Yeah, it looks like Dungey definitely making up some time. I love these big wide shots here as you see all the different flags in the grandstands, all the color, the festivity that comes with the Monster Energy Motocross of Nations, which, by the way, is coming to the United States again in 2015. Looking forward to that.
Definitely. So the key for Team USA here, Ralph, they're going to have to rely upon their fitness. They're going to have to rely upon their determination. Lap times are a little bit off from the leaders or the fastest riders in the in this session, but fitness and overall strength is what Ryan Dungey, Blake Baggett, and our MX Open rider Justin Barsher, who we'll see next, that's going to be their strength. Now we're getting into the latter part of the moto. You see, we got 7 minutes plus 2 laps. This is where your lower back is burning. Imagine for 35, 36 minutes, taking the heaviest bowling ball you have, lifting it up over your head, back up over your head. It's really going to have your lower back, your quads, your legs are going to be smoked, not to mention your upper body.
Cairoli continuing to lead over Paul N and Nagel.
See Dungey, he's at around a 202 right now. Our leader still at a 159. Cairoli actually posted a 157.
Of course, winning the outdoor championship, a big part of the year for Ryan Dungey. But for all of these riders, having the opportunity to compete for your country in the Monster Energy Motocross of Nations, the highest honor you can get in racing a dirt bike.
Back in 2007, it was my first year pro, and I remember going through the whole year, and all the guys were getting, the 3 top Americans were getting picked to go over and represent USA at the Motocross of Nations, and I just remember not being one of them, but I guess I just kind of kept my head down, hoped one day that I got the opportunity to go over there and represent our country. It's a big thing, a big honor, a big race to win. It's the biggest race you can win as in any motocross race. So I guess I just from that point forward, just kind of dug deep and waited for my opportunity.
Welcome back to Belgium. We're closing in on the end of the first of 3 races today, and a huge blow moments ago to Team USA's chances. Ryan Dungey, the team captain, goes down.
Yeah, this is going to be huge, but he keeps the bike going and only manages to lose 1 position.
The boy would be a big help for Team USA if Baggett could bust into the top 10 in these final 2 laps.
Well, and the final 2 laps are going to be key. Like I mentioned earlier, the fitness and the determination of the riders from Team USA, that is what they have to rely upon. That is their strong point. The riders here in the U.S., we don't typically ride sand like this. Our sand is more like okay, let's say a sidewalk at the beach with a little sand on top. It's sandy, but it's hard. Then you step off of that sidewalk, and it's the real beach sand, and your foot drops. It just keeps going. That's the difference. So it's different bike setup. It's a different rhythm. The riders here in Europe really, they spend a lot of time on these type of conditions, and that is going to work to their advantage.
In some ways, this opening race takes some of the butterflies out. In other ways, for Team Germany, Roczen, who you see here on the 20, and Nagel, both in that top 5. Jeff, the butterflies might be building for them with a good run in here in this opening show, because Team Germany has never won the Motocross of Nations. So the intensity, the pressure to bring it home for your home country could be mounting.
On board again with Paulin from France. He has given us some great images of just how rough this track is. And if you notice the lines in the track, you know, that where it looks like a rake has come through, those are not straight. So the riders have to use their lower body. They're standing on the foot pegs, maneuvering their bike with their upper body, trying to squeeze the bike with their legs. Actually hold on with your legs. You notice Cairoli, as he comes through those deep sand whoops, he wheelies the bike through. The rear wheel goes down, but the front wheel tries to stay level.
Watching the last lap, Cairoli on the KTM for Team Italy, trying to score as many points as he can with the big win, running the 46.
Well, and there's a bit of a personal battle here. Remember, he's the MX1 World Motocross Champion. In contrast, Ryan Dungey is our AMA champion here in the U.S. So that's that race within a race. This is his home track. He is comfortable here. He dominates in this type of conditions every round. So he's expected to win, and he definitely has proved to us he could be the best sand rider in the world.
Well, Jeffrey Hurling, so we're going to see coming up in a little bit, might have a bit of an argument with that.
And in the final moto of the day is when we're going to see the head-to-head between the MX Open class, Jeffrey Hurling's MX2 World Champion, sand specialist, and Cairoli here.
Some of these runs you could lose a Volkswagen in. That's how deep the sand is here in Lommel, Belgium.
Top of your screen, number 2, Blake Baggett has just gotten lapped, has gone down 1 lap to Cairoli here on the 46.
And he still sits in 14th. Dungey hanging on to 7th for Team USA. But right now, it's Team Italy and Antonio Cairoli who's going to take the win here in the first of 3 races at the 66th running of the Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations.
What a ride the Italian put on. We're going to see as the rest of the riders come past the checkered flag. Here we got Ken Roczen.
Roczen on the 20 for Germany, going to follow his teammate Nagel across the line. They should end up with that top 5. Remember, Germany has never won in the 66 years of the Motocross of Nations, have never taken home the overall title. Wow, what a day that would be for them.
Just a few turns. Looks like DeSalle's going to go by in 4th. Ken Roczen, your first MX2 rider, in 5th. That is a very impressive ride for the German Ken Roczen.
Here's Dungey.
Making his way through here. You can see the engine bogging down a little bit. He's not going to be happy with this, Ralph. We know Ryan Dungey, and this...
He won't be thrilled with 7th, Jeff, especially when he was running in 6th, but I don't think he would have been happy with the 6th. He was thinking top 5. The one who's really got to be frustrated, though, is Baggett, and you got to wonder what team manager Roger DeCoster is going to say to these guys, how his strategy is going to change for the rest of the day. Here's how the points shake up after the first moto. Germany with a 6-point lead over Belgium, and France and the U.S. tied for 3rd.
13 points down, and what Team USA needs to do in Moto 2 is get better track position off of the start to put themselves back in a chance to put their names on the Chamberlain Trophy again.
Cairoli takes the opening win. When we come back, Moto 2 will see MX2 again and the first moto for the open class. The Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations is being brought to you by Monster Energy. Unleash the Beast. In tennis, it's the Davis Cup. In golf, it's the Ryder Cup. The only chance to win for your country in motocross is this, the 66th running of the FIM's Monster Energy Motocross of Nations. It's what is considered the Olympics of motocross. And we get ready now for race number 2. We'll see the MX2 bikes again, Jeff Emig, and we'll see for the first time the open class, which is not really a run what you brung, but you have a choice of motorcycle from whatever the manufacturers produce.
Yeah, it's open, and I tell you, on a day like today with this deep sand in Lommel where the soil just sucks the horsepower out of the bike, I still would like to have the horsepower of the big 450 four-stroke machine rather than the 250 four-stroke machine that number 20 there, Ken Roczen, would be on.
And let's talk about Ken Roczen and Team Germany. Right now, they're leading the points, but Marcus Schiffer has getting his first crack at this track. A lot of pressure on him because his teammates ran great in the opening race. He can't mess it up for them now.
Yeah, Germany scored a 3 with Max Nagel, and Ken Roczen was 5th, so that gives them 8 points. And the next closest team is Belgium with 14, where DeSalle and Van Horbeke went 4 and 10.
How do you feel about Team USA as we get ready for race number 2?
Well, Team USA is at a real disadvantage right now. I mean, a deficit. They've got 21 points. Dungey was 7th. Baggett was 14th. Really going to have something special happen in Moto 2 here to get the enthusiasm, to get that attitude back that they can win this. Remember, USA is on a 7-race win streak.
Justin Barcia is our rider in the open class. First chance to look at him. Do you feel he's that spark?
He is fast in the sand. He definitely is one of the fastest riders in the MX Open division. But it's not how you score in your division, it's how you score overall as you run on the track. So that's why Ken Roczen was the first in the MX1 division, but he scored a 5th.
In Barcia's qualifying heat yesterday, he hole shot it, got out front, looked great, then slipped back. Maybe he learned something.
Moto 2 is critical. There is a lot on the line.
Getting ready for the gate to drop as we get ready for race number 2 from Lommel, Belgium. The Motocross of Nations ready to go again. The start, such a key to this race.
And Ralph, I got a feeling that was Jeffrey Erlings of the Netherlands. Was I correct with that jersey color? He is a sand specialist. He's known as the fastest sand rider in the world.
And he's riding in that open class. That's the #1 nemesis in this race for American Justin Barcia. Where is the rider they call Bam Bam?
Another rider down right in front of us here.
A couple of riders down.
This is the first turn area there, so that rider, I tell you, Barcia looks like he got a pretty good start.
Looks like top 5. Erlings is out front, riding on the KTM in that open class. And look at the gap, he's already open.
I tell you, watch Erlings. He is, there's Barcia.
Yeah, he should be about 3rd.
3rd or 4th.
3rd or 4th, yep. Here he comes, he's gonna make his way up into 3rd, right there. Left side of the screen, rider number 3 in the red, white, and blue jersey.
Look how rough this track has got. Remember, look at the conditions of the racing surface. It was flat when the weekend started. Now it's just sand, whoops, and bumps all the way around.
Blake Baggett is racing for Team USA for the 2nd year in a row, and he is thrilled to be racing for his country.
The meaning of being picked for Team USA Nations is definitely really cool. My opportunity to go last year was very awesome, and you know, I was super excited to go, and to be picked again back-to-back is definitely really cool, considering this is really my only 2nd year doing the outdoor series over here. So definitely excited and see what we can do.
Welcome back to Lommel, Belgium, where the fight continues. And Justin Barcia from Team USA takes over 2nd place here in the 2nd race of the day. A huge moment for Team USA, Jeff, especially considering the fact that Bam Bam has never raced in the Motocross of Nations. And now he slips right back to 3rd, but the battle is on.
Ken de Dijker definitely on the gas. He's so fired up here today. You can see De Dijker's one of the tallest riders out there. I mean, this guy, 6'3", I believe, and he rides for Belgium. So they were second in points, and they definitely, if there's been any nemesis in this event, it's Belgium and racing on Belgium soil.
Jeremy Van Hoorbeek having his problems. The Belgian rider, you can see he is out of it. Speaking of Team
look at the
USA,
frustration.
well, you're racing for your country. In your home country, you're going to be devastated. You know he's dreamed about it all year, and now it comes to an end. That will knock them out, basically. They'll have one throwaway race. That would be it.
That's it. So now no room for mistake for Belgium at all.
Speaking of Team USA, Blake Baggett has moved his way up into 8th. This is the race that Team USA needed right here, right now. Oh, Barsha's down. Barsha made the mistake he could not afford. He's got to get going.
Keeps the engine running, gets him back going, lets the clutch out.
Looks like he lost maybe one spot, Jeff.
Maybe.
He's right there.
Well, and that could be, you know, Justin is a rookie at this event. He doesn't have the experience at racing this event at this level. Watch this. Barsha comes down the inside. De Dijker cut, and see how close Barsha got. He had to check up. De Dijker actually slowed down more than what Barsha anticipated. That's going to cost him a little bit. That's going to get the heart rate going. But this is the point where the American Justin Barsha has got to keep his cool. He's got to refocus, and he has to go after it. No more mistakes. Another rider down, Max Anstey,
the British rider, who is a great young talent having his issues. You saw Baggett has moved up to 8th. There's Van Hoorbeek. He is out of this one. Jeff, when we talk about Justin Barsha, he is known for not being afraid to grab a handful of throttle anywhere, anytime. How is he being mentally tough?
Well, he got back up and he's getting going. And so it's the big mistakes. That was a little mistake, okay? And he was able to rebound quickly. But this race, if you had asked me a week ago, I thought, okay, you have to put in good, solid rides. But the closer we got to this event, I'm believing that, you know what, good rides don't win this championship. It's about being great. Barsha has to do something great, and great could be a second or a third and keeping it on 2 wheels from here on out.
There's Barsha there. Jeff, you've been a member of winning Motocross of Nations teams, and no offense, pal, but losing efforts as well. How do you deal with that?
Well, I've been in this position where you've been down, and look at the crowd and the atmosphere that's here. You see all the color from those flags. You hear the air horns, everything around. It's really tough to keep your emotions in check.
One of the greatest spectacles in all of motorsports, and Barsha has his hands full here.
And that's Ken Roczen from Germany on the smaller 250F. Remember, these riders went head-to-head here in America in the Motocross Championship all summer long.
And in Supercross as well. These guys have seen each other. They've raced each other. They've been on practice tracks around the country. They are not unaccustomed to battling with each other. Barsha fighting his way through, learning every step of the way as to what the Motocross of Nations is all about.
Wow, look at these riders are hanging off the back of the bike, trying to keep the rear wheel down, the power to the ground. This gotta be a real test here for Justin Barsha if he can keep his cool, because Ken Roczen just went by on a 250F. I'm telling you, Roczen he is so dialed in here today. Scored a 5th in Moto 1. His teammate Nagel was 3rd. They came into Moto 2 with the lead.
The great thing for Barsha is, even though look at how deep those ruts are. That battle with Roczen is over 2nd place, Jeff. So he is doing still what they need. And meanwhile, Baggett continues to creep up. He's now up to 7th. So Team USA getting out of this just what team manager Roger DeCoster was hoping for.
Yeah, and you got De Dijker there on the outside of Barsha. They come down through the rough section. De Dijker goes by.
Well, now that's what Barsha can't afford. He can't afford to lose. He needs to finish in that top 3.
Time to dig deep right now for Barsha. Neither rider nails the triple. You've got Leok from Estonia just behind him. He's putting the pressure on. Now, Estonia doesn't have the complete team, but Tano Liak definitely has some speed here in this type of sand. Those type of riders like we saw in Moto 1 with Italian Cairoli taking that win. Kind of a spoiler team taking those good results away from the teams that are in it for the overall.
A bit of a mixed run here for Team Germany, who came into this second race with the points lead overall. Roxon having another good run. This is going to finish out his day. Schiffer, however, on the other side, he's running back in ninth. The 66th running of the FIM's Monster Energy Motocross of Nations will continue on the CBS Sports Network after this. The Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations is being brought to you by Monster Energy. Unleash the Beast. American Blake Baggett on the green Kawasaki, the red, white, and blue jersey, rider number 2, is up to 7th. Started this race in 14th. He has gained 7 spots in what will be his final race here today of the 3. His day will be done.
Yeah, and a fantastic ride here for the young rider from Southern California that was just crowned AMA Motocross champion here in the U.S. just a few weeks ago.
Remember, when that clock ticks down to zeros, there'll be a couple of laps after that to round out the race. Jeff, we talked about it in race number 1. The fitness of the American riders could be a positive as this race wears on. Why are the Americans so much better with their fitness?
Well, it could be perceived, but in this type of event, the conditions here in this deep, rough sand, riders here in the U.S. ride a lot of Supercross events inside of the stadiums, lots of jumped, hard-packed soil. This conditions they don't typically ride. So how they condition, what they train on, that advantage that I believe was going to be their fitness may not be working to their advantage because they're not riding as efficient, they're not carrying the momentum, and they definitely do not have the speed that the European riders have. Here you see De Dijker and Roxon, Germany and Belgium, out there battling it out.
And what we don't see is Justin Barcia in this picture. He was just battling with those guys. He has dropped back to 5th. So Barcia's going in the wrong direction now.
And after Moto 1 for Team USA, they really needed Barcia to come in and get a top 3. Would be pretty solid, but I tell you, the battle right now between De Dijker and Roxon is heated up. Germany and Belgium come into this moto with the lead. Germany had 8 points after Moto 1, Belgium 14.
Problem for Belgium is Van Hoorbeek is out of it. So a great run by De Dijker, but they're gonna have to throw away Van Hoorbeek's.
Yeah, basically they're gonna have to count every score in this,
from here on out.
Yeah, from here on out. De Dijker's moto here, and both scores from Moto 2.
Boy, things looking great for Germany with Roxon up here fighting inside the top 3, looking like he could get a second place finish here. Jeff, let's assess where the Americans are right now with Baggett in 7th, Barcia's in 5th. Are we moving up, moving down in the overall? Are we really going to be in trouble for race number 3?
We're in trouble right now. There's no doubt about it. Baggett started pretty close to Roxon, and Roxon has been able to work his way up to 2nd at one point, sitting in 3rd right now. The key is no mistakes, try to finish it. See, we still have more than half of this race left. So they have got to really be strong at the end, not make any mistakes, and hope for some of the top teams that's out there pushing it to have some sort of problem to even this race back up points-wise going into Moto 3. Here's the master, Ralph.
And he's doing exactly what everybody expected him to do. Jeffrey Hurling's coming out here looking spectacular, arguably the greatest sand rider currently in the world, but Antonio Cairoli would argue that point. What's going to be thrilling is to watch those two go head-to-head in our final race of the day.
Yeah, that's exactly the point, and I think Cairoli, he's your MX1 world champion. Right here, you're looking at Hurlings from the Netherlands. He's your MX2 world champion. Hurling's riding a 350cc 4-stroke KTM. Typically, he rides a 250 in the MX2 class. Cairoli on a 450.
Oh,
Great Britain.
down is the number 78 machine from Great Britain.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I seen the red, white, and blue, but we're a little off on that.
That was a Norwegian rider that went down, actually, on that 78.
Anstey is your MX Open rider here for Great Britain.
Anstey went down. Anstey went down earlier, Jeff. He's back up and running. Anstey running in 16th right now. Baggett still running in 7th. Schiffer still in 9th as the battle between Team USA and Team Germany continues here in Lommel, Belgium. We'll be right back for more of the 66th running of the Motocross of Nations. In the 66-year history of the Motocross of Nations, 7 times it has been run in Belgium. Twice the U.S. has won here. Once right here in Lommel in all of this sand back in 1981. The other time, basically, Jeff, in a cow pasture in 1983 in Angrau.
Quite a bit different race course, racing conditions. And right now we're looking at our leader from the Netherlands, Jeffrey Erlings, your MX2 world champion. He has dominated this moto from the start.
And Team USA, we slipped back some, but now we're starting to climb back up here in race number 2. Justin Barcia fell all the way back to about 7th. Now he's back up to 5th. Baggett running in 8th after starting this race off in 14th after the first corner.
And that is Erlings that has just lapped Blake Baggett, currently runs in 8th. Erlings definitely on the gas here, and we mentioned earlier he is a sand specialist.
And exactly what we expected out of this young rider that a lot of people not only love, but there's a whole bunch of others who love to hate. And as you see, the clock has gone off the screen. That means we have just a couple laps remaining, Jeff.
Right there, you see the center of your screen, the 2-lap board is up. 2 laps to go in this race, and there is Blake Baggett, the American of Grand Terrace, California, number 2, trying to desperately get the valuable points to bring Team USA closer to Team Germany, which points-wise has got the lead in this event.
But late in this race, all of a sudden, Roczen has dropped from 2nd to 4th, while Baggett has now moved up to 7th. So the battle going into the last race of the day between Team Germany, who has never won this event, and Team USA, which is looking to continue their current 7-race winning streak in the Motocross of Nations, could be thrilling.
Yeah, how's the contrast? Germany trying to score their very first ever win. Our team, Team USA, has the most wins of anyone.
Of course, the most we've ever won is 13 in a row.
That was a pretty good run. It ended in 94, and I was on that team, and it had a very similar vibe to right now, where it's like, okay, it's just not happening. Things aren't just those special moments, the luck, the little bits that have to happen correctly in this team race. Just don't see it happening at the moment.
And you and I have known each other for a lifetime, and I know you've never forgotten about that.
Yeah, that
stays with you, doesn't it?
Yeah, and right now, Team USA, 7-race win streak coming into this event. But look at that, Barcia running 5th, Roczen on Germany in 4th, and Leok in 3rd. He is the spoiler, taking those 3 valuable points. Look at the race course conditions, Ralph. This is some of the worst, roughest, nastiest conditions that you can ever ride a motocross bike in.
And don't forget, some of the riders like Roczen, this is their 2nd race in a row. You're physically exhausted. You're mentally worn out. Now is when you can't afford to make that mistake. Watch Erlings getting around Baggett here.
That's to put Baggett a lap down. Now, we expected this out of Erlings. We expected him to go out and set the fast lap times. His best has been a 1:55. De Dyker has put in an amazing ride. His best is a 1:56. Then it goes up to Barsha had turned a 1:57. But right now, the track has slowed considerably for a rider like Barsha, who is at like a 2:10, and Herlings is still at a 2:02. That's 8 seconds a lap difference.
Boy, on this last lap, Roxon's 4th, Barsha's 5th. It would be huge for Team USA if Barsha could somehow catch Roxon and put him one spot behind him going into that last race. Roxon will be done. His day will be over. His 2 races complete after this final lap.
Yeah, the MX2 classification, they ride in Moto 1 and 2. And so the riders that are on the 250cc 4-stroke engines, their day's over. But look at the fans here. Look at this atmosphere at this event. It's unbelievable how into it they get.
Nothing else like it in the world of motocross, that is for sure. Jeffrey Herlings celebrating already, making his way around on this final lap. Barsha's got a problem.
The front wheel is locked up, Ralph.
It's a mechanical problem for Barsha. That great ride could be the end for Team USA right here. Remember, they're going to have one throwaway. They wanted that to be Baggett's race in race number 1. It could be this here. Oh, no.
Baggett had a 14th in Moto 1 outside of the top 10. You were looking for that to be the throwaway. Here comes the checkered flag.
Herlings will win race number 2. What about Barsha? The Honda locking up the front, and Jeff, he is off the course.
The mechanics from Team Honda working on the machine. They're urging him to get back on the bike, so obviously they fixed the front wheel, got it to roll again.
Jeffrey Herlings, he's headed to the podium as the winner here in Moto number 2. But what about Barsha? You can only imagine what's going through his mind.
So frustrating.
Here's a look at the points now. Germany, their great run continues, but Team USA, Jeff, even with the frustration, has moved into 2nd place.
That's a big gap, but also remember, that's all 4 scores added in at this point.
It's going to come down to a lot of the leadership right now during this break between team manager Roger DeCoster and co-team manager Mitch Payton, and what they can do to get their riders headed in the right direction. Mitch Payton knows all about the pressure to perform at this prestigious event.
Well, obviously the nations in motocross is as close as we have to the Olympics. You know, so like that's, you take the 3 best riders in America and you take the 3 best riders from France and Germany and all these other countries, and they all meet once a year and they get to race, you know, and it's a really fun event just for that reason, and everybody really enjoys it. But then because it is your country, you know, there's a lot of like stress or a little bit of pride that goes with it, and everybody tries really hard.
Welcome back to Lommel, Belgium, as we get ready for the final race of the 66th running of the Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations. When it comes to overall wins in this historic event, Team USA leads all with 22 victories. You can see Great Britain and Belgium chasing. And in dynasty comparisons, when you look at Team USA, Jeff, as a sports franchise, we're one of the best when you compare it to the New York Yankees and their 27 World Series titles. The Montreal Canadiens, their 24 cups. Team USA is right there above the Boston Celtics and the great Green Bay Packers. But could that 7 straight winning streak come to an end here today? Well, Belgium and the sand in this country has been an Achilles heel for Team USA. We last lost the cup here in 2003. And today, it might be the moment for Justin Barsha when he got together with De Dyker. That makes the difference.
It certainly could, and not only Belgium, but you throw Germany, who's never won this event. They're now in the lead with the points. And I tell you what, Team USA, what they need here in Moto 3 is a couple of heroic rides. Ryan Dungey, he did it back in 2009 in Italy where he anchored the team. Also, Jeff Stanton of Team USA in 1990 and 91 had 2 heroic rides in the deep sand. So Dungey and Barsha both need to do something great and have a little luck here in Moto 3 for us to have another win to add to the count.
ready for the start for the final race. Motocross 1 and the open class. Team USA, Jeff, is going to need a lot of luck and a great ride.
They're going to need to be great, and they're going to have a little luck. Our boys need a couple of heroic rides here in Moto3, much like Stanton did for Team USA in 90 and 91. Both was in the deep sand, and Dungey did it in 2009. Can he do it again here today in Belgium?
Jeff, he got a great start. He's second right now. Cairoli is out front. Remember, he won his opening race of the day. There's Cairoli on the 46. There's Dungey on the 1. Barcia will be in this one as well for Team USA. Dungey doing a great job. He's delivered for Team USA in the past. He has to do it again here today.
That was Xavier Bogue for France.
Barcia in 5th according to timing and scoring. There he is with the number 3 on his jersey.
Well, they've got the starts that they needed. Can't be too concerned with Cairoli, who's out front flying right now. He's gonna have his own personal battle with Jeffrey Hurlings to find out who is the fastest sand rider in the world. In the team competition, it comes down to Germany, Belgium, and our boys from here in the United States.
And Germany running 6th and 9th right now. Of course, 30 minutes plus a couple of laps, so there is a tremendous amount of racing yet to go. In between races, Jeff, we had a chance to talk to the guys on Team USA, and Blake Baggett said things are really tough.
It's really tough. The atmosphere in the team compound was not very optimistic. So it was time for the team manager, Roger DeCoster, co-team manager, Mitch Payton, all of the people involved to motivate our boys to get them in the right frame of mind here from Moto3. They definitely have done that. Dungey 2nd, Barcia 5th, and the real competition comes from Germany. They really need one good score. Nagel is in 6th and Schiffer in 9th, so Germany having a day of days. It's going to be tough to win this thing. Barcia and Dungey are going to have to be heroes here in Moto3.
Bobryshev giving chase from 3rd, trying to pressure Dungey, and so far, Ryan is holding on and doing a great job in 2nd place.
Belgium, who also have great scores. De Salle is 4th. De Dijker is 7th. All of the key players in the top 3 in points have gotten starts inside of the top 10. This is going to be a tough moto, and our boys Dungey and Barcia are going to have to lay it all on the line, try to eliminate the mistakes that they had in their previous motos.
De Salle, the French rider, Bobryshev running, De Salle, Belgian rider, Bobryshev, the Russian, running along in 3rd, just in front of that Belgian rider.
And look at this. Jeffrey Hurlings, who was your moto winner from Moto2, riding the MX Open class. Horrible start. He's got his work cut out for him. But from everything I've heard and seen, Hurlings is the type of rider that can do some serious damage to the competition here when the track is extremely rough, like it is in Moto3.
Here comes a fight for 2nd. Barcia's right there with Dungey, and Barcia's going into 2nd. So the Americans, Dungey is down big. Dungey is down and off the bike.
And that was all set up by a mistake by Justin Barcia as he went past Dungey. Dungey tried to maneuver as he thought Barcia was coming to the inside. It cost Team USA.
Now, where does Dungey re-enter the racetrack? He's got to find a quick, safe spot to re-enter. It looks like he has found one. And he is deep, deep, deep in the field now.
What did I mention about Lady Luck being a key part here? Look at Team USA. You've got everyone on the team knows that that was a critical mistake. I mentioned eliminate the big mistakes. And so now Dungey's going to have to do something special to make up for it.
And adding
let's watch it again. See right there, Barcia makes a mistake, feet off the pegs. Dungey has to check up a little bit. In turn, he makes a mistake. And once again, these sponsor signage banners there on the side have played a role. No way to correct it. That green fence there has also played a part in the outcome of many of these Motocross of Nations events.
Dungey was looking for his 4th straight Peter Chamberlain Trophy. As a 4-time winner of the Motocross of Nations, he is Team USA's captain. Jeff, when you talk about Barcia, this is his first trip to this prestigious event. Did that inexperience get the best of him there?
I can't say that was inexperience. I think Barcia is definitely fired up. He knows that it seems like with his riding, he's like, okay, I'm not going out like this. I'm going out in Moto3, and I'm going to put a hurting on the competition, and I'm going wide open. That's his style, okay? That was unfortunate that the 2 team riders, they didn't get together, but it certainly played a part in Dungey's fall. You got Marvin Musquin from France, MX2 rider. He's watching on. And that's the thing, I've been in this position where your races are done, and so you're watching your team riders try to get it done here.
Well, we're not done yet because Team Germany's having a little bit of struggle here as well in this one. Nagel is in 7th, but Schiffer is back in 14th. We'll return to Belgium after this. Just under 20 minutes left to go in the final race of the 66th running of the Monster Energy Motocross of Nations. Ralph Shaheen and Jeff Emig with you. Team USA's chances have been weakened greatly while things look very good in the early stages of this race with Barcia and Dungey running 2nd and 3rd. Now Barcia up to 2nd and Dungey has regained 11th. But Herlings is on the charge. There he is. He's all the way up to 4th and still working his way through the field.
Unbelievable ride. Now, Herlings has posted his fastest lap time of a 1:57. Okay, Cairoli's out front. He's been clean the whole time. He posted a 1:54. Herlings is doing this coming through the pack, so the race is definitely on to see who can set the fastest lap time.
Actually, timing and scoring hasn't caught up with Jeffrey Herlings because he's now to 3rd because that's Barcia just in front of him who's running in 2nd.
And Barcia is about 17 seconds off of our leader, Tony Cairoli out of Italy.
And here goes Herlings past Barcia.
Well, and that's going to count. See, remember, the riders for the team classification, your actual running position on the track is what score you get. So Barcia's in 3rd in this moto. He would get 3 points for that. Italy, who is out front with Cairoli, they're out of the team competition. Same thing with the Netherlands.
Look at the difference in approaches, how they attack that corner.
Yeah, Herlings, he is just floating like a butterfly all the way around here. And he definitely knows how to keep his momentum going. But I'm really proud of what Justin Barcia is doing here in Moto 3, which is his 2nd moto, after that bad score in Moto 1 when the front wheel came apart on him after that hit with De Dijker.
Nagel has lost a spot. He's down to 8th. Schiffer continues to run in 14th for Team Germany. And they have had no problems yet today. Remember, Germany has never won the Motocross of Nations in its 66 years of running. And then next year in 2013, they will host the 67th running of this great event.
Okay, now remember with the points here, the graphics that come up are going to show all of the points. At the end of the day, you're going to throw away your worst score. Okay, so remember that even within these points, there's going to be a throwaway, and you're going to take your worst score and drop it and count 5 of 6.
Barcia dealing with Gauthier Paulin right now in the fight for 3rd, and he cannot afford to lose the spot to the French rider. Marvin Musquin watching to see if his teammate can overhaul Barcia. Over the finish line jump, and Barcia continues to lead. The rider known as Bam Bam doing his best to keep America's hopes alive here in Belgium. The Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations has been brought to you by Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. The battle on the racetrack right now is not for the Peter Chamberlain Trophy. However, there is a tremendous battle for the overall. And Jeff, this is what everybody was hoping to see. Arguably the 2 best sand riders in the world going to settle this final race with 5.5 minutes and a couple of laps to go. Jeffrey Hurlings has caught the 46 of Antonio Cairoli. You'll see Hurlings, excuse me, Jeff, right back there. Third rider, you can't see the number plate, but that's Hurlings.
Well, these two riders have just shown incredible talent here in the sand today. They keep their momentum. They never seem to bog the bike down. They stay on top of the bumps. They don't drop down in the deep holes. But this is the point in the moto, Ralph, where the fitness comes into play. 5 minutes plus 2 laps. You know Cairoli knows Hurlings is coming. And when those air horns start going off and the flags are flying, they're going to be cheering for the rider from the Netherlands, the Dutch rider, Jeffrey Hurlings, because he is definitely on the move right now.
The two world champs from 2012 getting ready to battle it out here today.
Oh, and look at Hurlings. Look at the momentum he carries through there compared to Cairoli. This is bragging rights. You got your MX1 champion in front, your MX2 champion behind. This is all the bragging rights here.
And as we talked about earlier, Jeff, Jeffrey Hurlings is one of those people who's a very polarizing figure in the motocross world. There's a lot of people that love him and a lot of people that love to hate him these days.
Yeah, you know that's right. And this is, remember, here in a year or two, Hurley's going to be racing Cairoli in the MX1 class. So, I mean, Hurlings right now has just closed up another 3 seconds. And you see Cairoli on the pegs, trying to maneuver his KTM around. Hurlings on a KTM also.
Look at the fans cheering them on. They know what's brewing with less than 4 minutes and a couple laps to go. Team USA, by the way, Barsha doing a tremendous job, still running in third. Dungey has only moved up to 10th.
Listen to the fans here, Ralph. The atmosphere at the Motocross of Nations is unbelievable, and especially the fans for the countries. Italy, you'll see their flags flying. The Netherlands, the Dutch fans here flying the flags, chainsaws, air horns. They are going crazy here in Belgium.
This right now is all about individual bragging rights as to who is the best sand rider in the world. Cairoli and Hurlings. The wily veteran and the young upstart going at it.
Some lapped riders there. Cairoli getting through fairly clean. But watch, there's just a section here where, oh, look at Hurlings. Look how much momentum he carries. This tight section. Let's see if Cairoli gets down in the holes. Little bit. Now watch, see how Hurlings just carried, just a bounce out and over that, carried more momentum. It's really tight here. The pressure is on both world champions.
Hurlings gets through there so much quicker. He doesn't waste time in the bottom of those holes. He gets in, he gets out right away.
He's really good through his turns and he airs it out over the jumps. Look at the ruts down through there, almost cross-rutted. See how he just picks the front wheel up right here?
And with 2 minutes and a couple laps to go, you know they're physically worn out. They're mentally worn out. The machines have been beaten on all day, and it's all coming down to the finals. We'll have it for you here. The end coming up on the CBS Sports Network. Less than a minute and a couple laps to go in the 66th running of the Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations. Cairoli continues to lead on the 46. Here comes Hurlings, though.
And Cairoli catches traffic. That was his teammate. Held him up just a little bit, and now he gets in between Hurlings.
Yeah, he
actually
cost
helps
him.
his teammate a little bit.
Yep, he sure did cost him some time.
So he probably lost a little, gained a little back. The bottom line, this race is still on. 17 seconds before they get to the start-finish line. If they cross the start-finish line before the countdown is over, they'll have 3 laps, but it looks like they're gonna make it. There'll be 2 laps left when they hit the finish line next time around.
The way they run right now, Germany will clinch their first ever Peter Chamberlain Trophy. Belgium is right behind them, and Team USA looks like we might have to settle for a third here today. They've had the target on their back all week, coming in with 7 straight wins, and the sand looks like it will have swallowed up Team USA.
Yeah, and within those points there, remember there's 6 individual scores. You throw away your worst score, but clearly Germany has had a great day. Belgium with Kim de Dijker and Clement de Sal running 5th and 6th in this moto are definitely putting in a great, solid third moto here also.
Look at Cairoli fighting his way through, and the roost that comes up out of the sand.
Yeah, there was Guarneri there, the Italian rider, holding up Herlings, and that may give Cairoli just the little bit of breathing room he needed.
Cairoli wheeling through that section. That motorcycle just dancing from rut to rut here in the unbelievable sand of Lommel, Belgium. And Dungey has moved his way to 9th, but Barsha is in 3rd, having the best ride of the day for Team USA.
Certainly a great rebound for the American, Justin Barsha, but just behind him, rider from Estonia, Tano Liak, put in 2 solid motos, running 4th in this one. And, you know, Estonia, one of those teams where they've got a rider or two that has the possibility of running high up in the classification, but not the 3-rider team that USA was on paper was the team to beat coming in to this event. But today, Lady Luck has not been on our side.
There is Barsha on the big bike. Jeff, this is also where he begins his big bike career, saying goodbye to the smaller machines, the 250s, at the conclusion of the AMA Motocross Championship this year. We'll see him next in competition here in the USA when he begins the Supercross Tour in Anaheim in January, and that's where he'll really kick off his big bike career for Honda.
Yeah, well, Justin here, he's a fighter, and that he was fighting hard in Moto 1 for the position. When his front wheel was damaged, he got into an incident with Kim de Dijker. He went down. Eventually the front wheel, the spokes came apart, and by the end of the race, the front wheel failed and cost him a top 10 finish. But for being a rookie, being able to handle the pressure and everything that comes with this event, I think he's put in a fantastic ride.
There's Liak, who you talked about, riding a Suzuki out of Estonia, doing a great job.
Certainly one of the standout individual performances again today, along with Herlings and Cairoli.
Well, it looks like the battle between Cairoli and Herlings is kind of settled, and Herlings not able to push Cairoli any harder now. Jeff, here we are on the last lap. You know what it's like to win at the Motocross of Nations and to lose it. What will this do to Team USA as they get ready for next year's event in Germany?
Well, it's frustrating. This team was expected to come over here and win. The riders have not had the results that they would have liked, and it's been a tough day. It's a tough pill to swallow, but you know, Team USA has had the most wins ever, and so one thing that they've been able to do is to be able to bounce back. The sand, Belgium, the Belgian team, now here today the German team is putting their cementing their place in the world of motocross. So it's going to be a tough day. There's going to be a lot of disappointed USA team members over there.
And next year, when the race is held in Germany outside of Berlin, I believe, there's no reason, just because we're not running in the sand there, to think that Germany is going to be any less competitive than they are here this year. They have proven they've got a great team, and Ken Roczen is a very fast rider.
Yeah, and they also have Max Nagel is now up to 6th. He's passed Clement de Sal, so that's going to give them another point in the overall classifications to really cement that win. I tell you, it's so fitting. I mean, a rider like Ken Roczen, he is a worldwide phenomenon, and he was backed up today. His team members, Max Nagel and Marcus Schiffer, have really got the job done. Very similar here to what Cairoli has done individually.
Team USA will have to wait till 2015 to get the race back here. But today, Antonio Cairoli takes 2 wins in the MX1 class and proves for this day that he is the #1 rider on the sand.
You can tell that was a big victory for him right there. Look at the emotion. Look at that. He is so happy. He's your MX1 world champion. He proved today that in the sand, this is the guy to beat. There's nobody better in the world.
Jeffrey Hurlings comes across in second. And Germany, as we wait for Barsha to make his way, he will take a well-earned third place.
Well, and a lot of people thought here on Team USA that the rookie would be the weak link. Dungey was your foundation rider, expected him to go win, and Barsha had questions. He certainly has answered any critics with this third in the final moto.
In his rookie appearance at the Motocross of Nations, and not only was he third overall in this race, but Jeff, he was second in the MX Open class behind Hurlings, which adds another layer to it. And Germany, for the first time in the 66 years of the Motocross of Nations, as we watch the Belgians working their way to the finish. But it will be Germany that will win the Peter Chamberlain Trophy for the first time. Jeff, there's nothing like winning your first race, certainly not like winning your first Motocross of Nations. What do you remember about the first time you won?
It was such a great feeling, and I tell you, when Kid Roxon and the crew are up on the podium and they start playing the national anthem from Germany, that's when it's going to set in.
Well, the parties are going to really get underway here now around the racetrack here in Lommel, Belgium. But the first thing, of course, is a celebration down on the victory podium. There's the Germans.
There are a lot of strong teams out there, but Friday our goal was, to come on the podium, and that was our goal. So to take the win is absolutely amazing. We have done a great job the whole time, and I'm really happy with my results. Only what I did, but Max and Marcus, they killed it too. And the worst result we had was a 14th place in that last moto, and it's just so amazing. I was yelling so much in the pit lane just so that we win together. It's amazing, and I think the first time ever. And congrats to the team, my teammate. They did awesome. Everybody did good.
And of course, the 2013 edition of the Motocross of Nations in Tuschenthal, Germany. Jeff, right down the road from Ken Roxon's home.
Oh, and you know that's going to be some kind of homecoming party for Team Germany that finally scores their first win at the Motocross of Nations.
A special thank you to Monster Energy and YouthStream in helping to bring this year's race coverage to the U.S. here on CBS Sports Network. If you want to watch more on the Motocross GPs or the 2012 Monster Energy FIM Motocross of Nations, go to www.mx-life.tv and www.motocrossmx1.com. For Jeff Emmett and our entire CBS Sports Network crew, I'm Ralph Shaheen. For scores, highlights, features, and more, go to cbssports.com. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network.